Well, Seth, first things first, congratulations on being appointed to take charge of your first Rock Cup final. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
Yeah, I mean, the same as it is for players and for coaches, to get the opportunity to be part of the Rock Cup final is one of the biggest achievements for any referees here. So, and like you say, for me to do my first one, it's a very special moment, which I'm looking forward to.
So, given that it's a final, obviously there's a lot at stake. Do you prepare any differently ahead of matches like this?
No, not at all. Of course, I'd be lying to say that you're not excited when you receive this appointment. But I mean, the two teams that are playing in the game on Wednesday are the two teams which I refereed in the league earlier on in the season. And in terms of preparing for the game itself, there's no difference. You're still looking at the players. You're still looking how they're going to set up, who's available for the game, just so you can get an understanding of that. But in terms of preparing for the game, it's just 90 minutes of football.
So, obviously you're a young age and you've achieved this, adding to everything else you've achieved in your young career. Does it drive you on?
I think looking back at when I first started and I was doing my GCSEs, if you would have told me all of the opportunities which I would have had as a referee, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So I was someone who loves football, wasn't the best football player, and that's what probably drove me down the refereeing route. But to have had the opportunities which I've had, and especially being quite young at the moment, I wouldn't have imagined it.
You touched on it there, but take us back to how it started. How did you first get involved in refereeing?
Yeah, so at the time I was doing my GCSEs. One of the PE teachers at the time was a referee and encouraged those of us doing GCSE PE to take on the referee course as part of our GCSE program. And a few of us took up the course and were refereeing. I was also playing at the time, but like I mentioned before, probably wasn't the best football player. And when I saw that I was getting the opportunities that I was getting as a referee, which I probably wouldn't have got as a player, I thought it's maybe something which I can pursue.
Perfect. And now we're here in your work environment. Is it easy for you to juggle, obviously, a full-time job, your legal career, with your refereeing one?
I think one of the most important things is to have a supportive employer. The directors here at TSN are extremely supportive of my refereeing, and when I've had the opportunity to go and referee and represent Gibraltar abroad, they've always been understanding and accepting. So I think that's one of the biggest things. Like you mentioned, a legal career is very, very demanding, but when you have supportive employers who understand that, it makes it all a lot easier for me to do what I enjoy.
And finally, it's a big week for you. What would you say to any youngster, anyone in general that's thinking about taking up refereeing as a career?
I'd definitely say to get involved. I mean, when I took the referee course, I never would have imagined having the opportunities which I've had, like I alluded to earlier. But when I was refereeing in the UK, I had the opportunity to referee youth team players who now you see playing in the Premier League. And for someone who wasn't the best football player but loved football, I mean, it's turned out to be maybe the second best thing which I could have had. So I'd certainly say if you're a young person, get involved. There's no harm in trying, and if it's for you, I mean, great, because there are plenty of opportunities out there.
Perfect. And good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.